What is up, guys? This is Josh the Gamer here, coming at you with a brand new video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to embed your own Quorum games into a website. So to first start out with this video, what we need to do is we need to have a few things as a prerequisite. First thing is we need to have a game. In my case, I just created a very simple game where we have a drawable on the screen that is a circle with a radius of 25, and the circle is black. Why? Because by default, Quorum's drawables are black if you don't apply a texture to them. Anyway, once you have a game up and going, even if it's a basic one to test this stuff out, you need to then right-click on your project of your game, go to Properties. You can rename the program from default to whatever you want. In my case, I named mine to Run. This will be the resulting name of your JavaScript file. So when you're embedding a Quorum game on the web, it has to be in a JavaScript file. It cannot be a jar file. Why? Because without a Tomcat server, you cannot run a jar file on the web. It's just not going to work. Anyway, and under select project type, instead of standard, you need to have it on web browser. Web browser mode will essentially generate a JavaScript file every time you build your game. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and build the game. It should say build successful. Yep, there we go. Go into the Files tab in NetBeans. And then inside of your project folder, inside of Run, you should see a run.js file. That is your JavaScript file that contains all of the... This essentially contains all of the JavaScript code for your game. Now, this run.js file is extremely large. This is over 60,000 lines of JavaScript code, because when Quorum converts the Quorum code that you write into JavaScript, it needs to copy over a lot of the standard library. So that's what makes it so large. Anyway, now that we have that JavaScript file generated, we need to create a web page for this to be embedded on. The easiest way to do this is through Quorum. Now, Quorum has a web library. I didn't know that. Well, now you do. Essentially, what the Quorum web library does is it generates HTML code for you. So you just need to use object-oriented programming to write a web page and then generate it in a file or in the output window and copy that to an HTML file you've already created. It doesn't matter as long as you have an HTML file with the necessary code to have your game. So, I've already created a project for the page, and I've created a class and a main action. First thing you want to do in your class is you need to make sure you have these three libraries imported, or these three classes imported. You need to have libraries.web.page.webpage, because the web page class is what will allow you to generate that HTML code. Without it, you can't generate HTML code, and you overall cannot add elements to your page. Second is you need the libraries.web.page.canvas. The canvas is what will display all your graphics for your game. Now, libraries.web.page.script. That is used for referencing your JavaScript file and for specifying the width and height of the canvas as we need it, because that's what we're going to need to be doing here. So, now that we have that all situated, let's go ahead and create a web page object inside of our class above our action main. I'm going to call it page. We're going to then create a canvas inside of our action main. So canvas, I'm going to call this game canvas. Now we need to set the tab index, the ID, and then that'll be it for the canvas. Now, as you can see, I have some HTML code up on my other side of my screen. Why is this? Because this is what it's supposed to look like. You don't need that div there, and you don't need the output div either. All you need is from the canvas down to that final script tag. That is the code that our Quorum will generate. Okay? So, and we're actually going to be referencing this because it's a lot easier to reference existing code than it is to try to figure it out yourself. Because with this kind of thing, it's not the greatest system yet, but it works. So, let's go ahead and do game canvas, and we're going to set its tab index. So set tab index, that takes a text value of 0. That way, when you hit tab once, that canvas will immediately be in focus, so you can use your mouse controls, your keyboard controls, whatever the case may be, because in order to use them, the canvas has to be in focus. So next, we need to set the canvas's identifier, or the ID. So game canvas set identifier. Now this is very, very specific. In order to properly embed your game into your web page and be able to have it display on that canvas, the ID for the canvas must be Quorum graphics canvas. No spaces. The first letter of every word has to be capitalized. In other words, no spaces, has to be Pascal case. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So, let's go ahead and type Quorum graphics canvas. Alright, so now we have that done. We have created our canvas. Next, we need to create a script that will set the width and the height of our canvas. Let's go ahead and create a script, canvas script. Now, we need to call the set code method of the script class. So canvas script colon set code. Now this is where we put our JavaScript code. So reference the JavaScript that I have on my screen right now, so you don't have to worry about getting it wrong, because I know that this is working, that this HTML code does work, so you can reference it as much as you need. In order, if you don't know how to spell something, that's right there. So first things first is var canvas equals document dot get element by ID parentheses single quotes. Inside of those single quotes, do Quorum graphics canvas. Do semicolon. So next, after you reference the canvas by its ID, next thing is you need to set the width and the height of the canvas. To do that, you just do canvas dot width equals 800, and then to set the height, you just do the same thing except it's canvas dot height. So canvas dot height equals 600. Now, why are these specific values? Why not any other value? Well, by default, Quorum's games are in the resolution of 800 by 600. That is the default. So now that we have that script done, we just need now to reference your script for your game. So we can do script game game set address. And what this will do is it'll essentially create that source attribute for the script tag to be able to reference that JavaScript file. So now to do all you need to put in here is the run.js. That's literally all you need to do. So now that that's done, we need to add all of these components to the web page, otherwise it's not going to work like we want it to. So page add. Now these need to go in this very specific order. It needs to go the game canvas, the script where we're setting the width and the height of the canvas, then the reference of the game. So game canvas page add canvas script page add game. Alright, so now we have that done. We can go ahead and we need to generate this either as an console output or as a file. I'm just going to go ahead and generate it as an HTML file. That way it's simpler. So I'm going to create a file object. I'm going to call it my file. We need to make sure that we import the file class. So do a use libraries.system.file. Now we do a my file set path. We need to make sure that it is the name of the HTML file. In my case, I'm going to say index.html. Now we need to write something to the file. So in this case, we need to write our HTML code to that file. So my file write, and then inside of these parentheses, we need to do a page generate. Now, this generate method does exactly what the name entails. It generates that code that we just wrote. Alright, so now we just do a my file close. That way we don't have the file open the entire time. Alright, so now we just need to build this. Now inside of test game page run, we should have. Okay, so apparently building it is not going to work. We need to physically run it. There it is, index.html. As you can see, we have all of our code here. Alright. So, next thing is I'm going to go ahead and drag this JavaScript file and put it inside of the test game page project. Now if we go ahead and navigate there, it should be in your NetBeans project folder or wherever you put your NetBeans projects. Inside of the test game page, you should now have an index.html and a run.js. As I said, a lot of the standard library has to be imported into JavaScript, so that's what all this stuff at the beginning of that file is. Go ahead and open that index.html file in your browser. It can be Safari, Firefox, Google Chrome, whatever. I'm going to choose Safari. So now that I have this open in Safari, you can see now that we have a canvas with a light gray background by default, and we have a black circle on the lower left hand side of the screen with a radius of 25. So since that's there, we now know that our game is officially embedded into our web page. And you can apply this to pretty much any web page that you create. It doesn't matter. You can apply styles to the canvas and all that stuff and center it, or do whatever you want to do with it to make your page look nice. But this is just a demonstration on how to actually get it functioning. Anyways, that pretty much will do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you all in the next one.